Welcome back to our public administration class. Today we are going to discuss about one important topic, that is Comptroller and Auditor General of India, or CAG, CAG. So this is the topmost constitutional independent authority to audit entire government of India and all the states. So this building was located at New Delhi. This is the building, Comptroller and Auditor General of India. He is the now present CAG is Girish Chandra Murmu. He just yesterday he take oath before our Honorable President of India. So he belongs to ST community. He is the first person to become the independent India CAG from ST community. He belongs to 1985 IAS batch. So generally all the senior most and topmost IAS officers will appoint for the CAG like important posts. So we will discuss about the what is CAG. So the Constitution of India, Article 148, provides for an independent office, that is Comptroller and Auditor General of India. So this Article 148 of our Indian Constitution provides as one independent COG for auditing the entire Indian government. He is the head of the Indian Audit and Accounts Department. So the entire Indian audit and accounts was headed by the great important person of Comptroller and Auditor General. He is the guardian of the public purse. So here, so public money is very valuable. So all the taxpayers, all the citizens will pay all the different types of taxes. With that money only, we give power limited 5 years period by electing those people and giving them our purse, that is public purse, which is belongs to all the people, including those leaders. So he is the who will take care of this public purse is Comptroller and Auditor General. He controls entire financial system of the country, both at a central and state level. So his duty is most important and most valuable in our Indian democracy. His duty to uphold the Constitution of India and laws of Parliament in the field of financial administration. So regarding Parliament and regarding financial administrations, he do his duty with commitment. This is the reason why Dr. B.R. Ambedkar said that the COG shall be the most important officer under the Constitution of India, because he can audit, he can see the accounts and audit of throughout the Indian central and state governments. It means he may work as a guardian of the public purse. He is one of the bulwarks of the democratic system of government of India. So the others being the Supreme Court. So if you take other important authorities or independent organizations in our India, other is that one is Comptroller and Auditor General, and the Supreme Court, that is the independent judiciary, and next to the Election Commission, Union Public Service Commission, Finance Commission. Like these are the most important constitutional independent authorities to look after the people interest and people's everything regarding this one. So how the Comptroller and Auditor General will be appointed? So what are the qualifications for the Comptroller and Auditor General? So how he appointed? So what is the salary? Like that we will discuss. So what are the qualifications? If you take the qualifications regarding these Comptroller and Auditor General, there is no actually education qualification. Those who are senior most civil servants, those who are more experienced regarding these civil services, the persons only appointed by the government of India as CAG, that is uh, as per the Council of Ministers, and Prime Minister will advise the President of India regarding this appointment. So the CAG is appointed by the President of India by warrant under his and seal. The CAG, before taking over his office, makes and subscribes before the President an oath and affirmation. So he will take everything regarding when he was appointed. The president will appoint him, and before the president, he will take oath, and he will take oath like this by following these. Reciting all these principles to bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of India. So that is so with the true faith only he will work, and he didn't do any mistakes in his career. To uphold the sovereignty and integrity of India, it is most important. Sovereignty of our country also, we will look after the integrity of our country also. Each and everything is depend upon finance. So finance should be acted by this Comptroller and Director General India. So each and everything is linked with one with other thing. That's why all the other things will be leads to sovereignty and integrity of India. So to duly and faithfully and to the best of his ability, knowledge, and judgment, perform the duties of his office without fear or favor, affection, or ill will. So, and to uphold the constitution and the laws. So, in this sentence, in this paragraph, as per his best of his knowledge, he will work with faithfully full of knowledge regarding audit and judgment regarding the audit's judgment, performance, and duties, and without fear and favor, and regarding any present government or opposition parties on the benefit of the voters, on the benefit of the citizens of India, will give is a report every year regarding central and state government. So the Honorable Ramnath Kovind, President of India, appointed Giri Chandra Murmu as new Comptroller and Auditor General of India yesterday. So on the 7th August 2020. So he took a oath before the President of India. So this is the Rashtrapati Bhavan. So the Rashtrapati and all the members, what we are observing in this photo, including this present CAG and our Honorable President of India, and President of India security personnel, all are following COVID rules and regulations. They're following. So we are observing. So he holds office for a period of 6 years or up to the age of 65 years, whichever is earlier. Last class we discussed for election commission also like this only 6 years and 65 years is the period for their tenure. So whenever he get at the age of 62, he may work for 3 years only. If he get this post at the age of 64, he may work only 1 year. If anyone get at the age of 50 elderly age, he may work for only 6 years. So 6 is the maximum period for his tenure. So he can resign anytime from his office by addressing the resignation letter to the president. So as per his wish, his personal interest, he may resign anytime regarding his resignations. It can also be removed by the president on the same grounds and in the same manner as a judge of the Supreme Court. Yesterday we discussed in Election Commission also, the Election Commissioner and the Chief Election Commissioner, including the Comptroller and Auditor General, all these the Supreme Court judges and all these important independent constitutional authorities, all the members will be removed by if anything proved incapacity or misbehavior of them. If anything proved, it must be that bill must be passed in both houses of parliament. Then only he may be removed on the recommendation of parliament by the president of India. So in other words, he can be removed by the president on the basis of a resolution passed to that effect by both houses of parliament. The special majority, either on the ground of proven misbehavior or incapacity, up to now also nobody was removed in our Indian um, political system. So, what is the independence regarding the Comptroller Auditor General? Already we discussed like that. So, these are the Finance Commission, Election Commission, and Union Public Service Commission, Comptroller Auditor General. Like these constitutional authorities will work independent only. If they may be appointed by the present government or former government or the time of political parties leaders, but they will work sometimes against to the, they will give the report against the all the parties and all the present government also. What is their independence means here is provided with the security of tenure. So as provided in Constitution, 6 years is there already discussed. He can be removed by the president only in accordance with the procedure mentioned in the Constitution. So as per our Indian Constitution, so passing the same bill, it may be if he works on misbehavior or incapacity or corruption, if the bill will be passed, if it's passed in both houses, then only the president can remove it by a bill passing against to any Comptroller Director General, Supreme Court judge, or any election commission members or UPSC members. It is a not easy task because all are belongs to IAS officers. Maximum all the senior most IAS officers will work with this highest dignity post with transparency only. Thus, it does not hold its office till the president of the president, though he is appointed by him. So, if he may be appointed by the president, but his removal is not in the hands of president, president can remove on the recommendation of parliament only. That's why so parliament recommendation is most important. He may he may submit any report against to any state government or central government of present. So he is not eligible for further office. So if he once appointed, once as a Comptroller Director General, he may not be appointed further in central or state government for any office, either under the government of India or any state after the he ceased to hold his office. His salary and other services conditions are determined by the president only, parliament only. So his salary is equal to that half a judge of the Supreme Court. So they may get equal salary like election commissioners or UPSC members and like this. So that is about so if you think about his pension and retirement, neither his salary nor his rights in respect of leave of absence, pension or age of retirement can be altered to his dishonorable days after his appointment. So if anyone did their regarding their leave of absence, pension, age of retirement, if any. So whenever they get their these benefits from the government, so they that can't be changed by the uh, anyone because they have independent authority at the time of his period and after retirement also. It may not be changed because the independent authority, they work for the entire central government and all the state governments on behalf of the people. The conditions of the service of person serving in the Indian Audit and Accounts Department and the administrative powers of the CAG are prescribed by the president after the consultant the CAG. So if regarding this Indian and Accounts Department, all the administrative powers, we will discuss with the CAG, President of India, and give the persons and conditions services regarding his Art and Accounts Department, which was located at New Delhi. So the administrative expense of the office of the CAG, including all salaries, allowances, and pensions of persons serving in that office, are charged upon the Consulate Fund of India only. Regarding all these things, whether CAG's salaries and everything, and their administrative expenses like salaries, allowances, pensions, everything is charged from the Consulate Fund of India only. Thus, they are not subject to the court of parliament. So whichever is charged on Consolidated Fund of India, it may not be charged uh, subject to the vote of Parliament. So they have independent regarding everything. So we will see what are the duties and powers of the Comptroller Auditor General. So we will discuss each and every function, duty and power of the Comptroller Auditor General in detail. So the Constitution, Article 149, authorizes the Parliament to prescribe the duties and powers of the CAG in relation to the accounts of the Union and of the states and of any other authority or body. So as per our Indian Constitution, Article 145 give the power to Parliament to give the duties and powers to the CAG regarding union or state government or any government authority which was set by the Parliament. Accordingly, the Parliament enacted the COG's Duties, Powers and Conditions of Services Act 1971. So this act was amended in 1976 to separate account from the audit in the central government. So up to 1976, all the accounts and audit was under the control of only Comptroller Auditor General. But in this 1976, this as per the 71 Act, they amended in 1976 and they separated accounts and audit separately because for more transparency, for more controlling the public purse, they did like this. If you take other duties and functions or powers of the Comptroller General, he audits the accounts related to all the expenses from the Consolidated Fund of India, whichever the spent by the Government of India from the Consolidated Fund of India, each and every accounts will be audited by the this Comptroller General, and Consolidated Fund of each state also audited by the this. Comptroller Director General. Not only that, regarding UTs, those UTs union territories have state assemblies. That state assembly regarding this, those states also they audit the all the accounts and they will give report to every year. He audits all the expenditure from the Contingency Fund of India as well as the Contingency Fund of each state and public accounts of each state. So we have two types of funds in Government of India. That one is Consolidated Fund of India, which leads to all the accounts under the all the income should become under the Consolidated Fund of India. And next one is Contingency Fund of India, which is emergency fund regarding to look after by president and central government regarding any earthquakes, natural calamities like a tsunami, and that time they may give like this pandemic COVID-19 situation also, they may spend money from the Contingency Fund of India. So that Contingency Fund of India expenditure also audited by the Comptroller Auditor General. Not only the central government Contingency Fund, all the state governments Contingency Fund also they audit every year. He audits the receipts and expenditure of the center, and each state of satisfy himself that the rules and procedure in that behalf are designed to secure an effective check on the assessment, collection, and proper allocation of revenue. So regarding not only that, audit and receipts of expenditure of center and each state, and he will satisfy that whether they follow the rules, whether they follow the procedures which is designed by the Parliament or Government of India. He will assess, he will check, he will whether they collected a proper revenue in proper way. Like each and everything be should be checked by the Comptroller Auditor General. Not only that, he audits the receipts and expenses of the following. So all bodies and authorities substantially financial from the central or state revenue. So all the central state revenues, which was substantially financial by the central state, to all the authorities bodies, that must be checked. And government companies, all the government companies, whether it is central or state, all the government companies funds should be checked by or audited by the Comptroller Auditor General, other companies and bodies when so required by the laws. So if Parliament or if the government of India allocate any power to the Comptroller and the Auditor General regarding anything, then must be checked and audited by the Comptroller and Auditor General of India. He audits all transactions of the central and state governments related to debt. So he will audit all transactions regarding central and state governments, debt, sinking funds, deposits, advances, suspense accounts, and a remittance business. He also audited receipts, stock accounts, and others with the approval of the president or when required by the president. So all the stock accounts, all the audited receipts, remittance business, suspense accounts, deposits. So all money matter, all financial accounts of all the central and state government companies, every whichever must be said by central government also. So he has power to audit all the uh, reports and all the accounts of any government or any government authority. He audits the account of any other authority when requested by the president or governor. For example, the audit of local bodies. So, president, if president requested or give authority to the Comptroller General regarding anything at central level, he may do. If any governor will ask will take the assistance of the Comptroller General regarding any state regarding any audit, so then they may ask the Comptroller General. For example, regarding local bodies, so we have local bodies, urban local bodies and rural local bodies like Panchayat system. In Panchayat system, like Gram Panchayat, Mandal Parishad, Jilla Parishad is there at urban level, municipality, municipal corporation, and urban authority. Hyderabad urban authority, like that. Some urban authorities are there. So those accounts also, if governor or any that state head of that state asked him, then only he audit those regarding those local bodies also. He advises the president with regard to the prescription of the form in which the accounts of the center and the state shall be kept, Article 150. So regarding these central and states accounts, so any doubt arises to state and central government, that come to an Auditor General, according to Article 150, he will give advice to the governor and president of India regarding how the accounts are should be maintained and what are the deviations occurred. Not only that, he submits his audit reports relating to the accounts of the center to president, who shall in turn place them before the both of the parliament as per Article 151. So, as per Article 150 of the Indian Constitution, every year he submit one audit report regarding the uh, government's central government to the president. So president will submit before the parliament. So this is the situation is going every year. Every year, government content artists general criticize all the central government different works, different schemes, all the state government different works, different schemes, all the government authorities works. They will so many flaws, so many misappropriations, so much corruption. For example, sometimes if it is 10 lakhs, they may spend 1 crore like that. So the type of situation, the type of over lapses are there and the negligence are there in the entire government, whether it is central or state. Then every time CAG will give the report and they will criticize that government regarding that work. So that is the Comptroller General power. So he submits his audit reports relating to the accounts of the state to governor, who shall in turn place them before the state list. So Article 151 explains about the Comptroller General to give the audit reports of particular states, so that the governors then they will take the reports and they will submit the keep before the state legislature to discuss regarding that report. He compiles and maintains the accounts of state governments. So regarding the accounts of all the state governments, he will maintain and he will compile everything. In 1976, he was the relieved of his responsibility with regard to the compilation and maintenance of accounts of the central government due to the separation of account from audit, that is departmentalization of accounts. So 1976, what happened? The accounts and audit were separated. So then the keeping all the accounts is not the duty of this Director General. All the departments, HODs, all the departments will, whether it is central or state governments, HODs and everyone, they maintain their accounts. So these come to an audit general will audit all the those who kept all the records. The CAG submits three audit reports to the President: audit report on appropriation accounts, audit report on finance accounts, and audit report on public undertakings. So every year, nearly three reports were submitted to the President by the CAG. So one is audit report on appropriation accounts. So whichever appropriated accounts are there in the central or state level, central level. So one, you prepare one report and you will submit, and audit report on finance accounts. So we will give the complete finance accounts audit report, and this is the second. And third one is on public undertaking. We will give one thorough discussing, thorough making laws, thorough making rules and regulations, how the violations are done. Like this, they will prepare every year and they will submit regarding public undertakings also. For example, this all the corporations and public limited companies are the comes under the public undertakings, like Bell, BHEL, Bhartiya Heavy Electrical Limited, LIC, Life Insurance Corporation, like TSRTC, Telangana State Road Transport Corporations. Like these are the corporations, banking are also corporations, RBI, Reserve Bank of India. So like this, all the government organizations, whether BSNL, Bharatiya Sanchar Nigam Limited, like all these corporate public undertakings report will prepare and submit every year wherever the discrepancies, wherever the mistakes were occurred. The President lays these reports before both of the Parliament. So all the three reports which were submitted by CAG will take the President, and President will keep those reports before the Parliament. After this, the Public Accounts Committee examine them and reports its finding to the Parliament. So if whenever the Comptroller Director General submit regarding these appropriation accounts and finance accounts and public undertaking audit, three types of audits reports to the President of India, then President of India will keep before the House of Parliament. Then Parliament has no free and length of time to discuss regarding this. Parliament has so many works regarding taking decisions. So then they will discuss, and they will give the these reports to the Public Accounts Committee. So Public Accounts Committee, headed by one Public Accounts Committee chairman, who is a opposition leader. So and all the other MPs, that committee will examine thoroughly and give the report to the Parliament. Then that should be given in publicity in letter or in print and electronic media also every year. If you take what type of reports will be uh, uh, prepared by the is particularly important to audit reports. So audit will reports these things. This is the union list. This is the states list. For a few examples only. Union, if you take civil and autonomous bodies and scientific departments and defense services and railways, direct taxes like income tax, indirect taxes, all the GST and everything, commercial. And these reports they will prepare, and regarding states and all the civil works and all the revenue and commercial and all the local bodies, they may prepare all these reports and all the regarding these headings, and they will submit to the governor and submit to the President of India. So one criticism came by Appleby. So Appleby said like this: the function of the cog in India is in large measure an inherence from the colonial role. So from, if you see, so the Comptroller Director General post is coming from the British rule. So, uh, so this is still continuing to control the present government. The COG is today primary cause of widespread and paralyzing unwillingness to decide to enact. Acting is a repressive and negative influence. If you take, he said that if they give any negative report regarding any government work, so it may be influence the government to take another work with more, not to take another work for continuation. So that type of one criticism by Appleby. The parliament has a greatly exaggerated notion of the importance of auditing to parliamentary responsibility, and so has failed to define the function of the CAG as the constitution contemplated it would do. So actually, parliament has power regarding everything, even though this CAG report also they discussed each and everything about the CAG and the reports regarding all the present government. Even though parliament is there, so parliament gave the importance to this Comptroller Auditor General report. So parliament also there for parliament won't give more powers to more functions to CAG because of there is a of, there is a if they give more powers and functions to the CAG, they may lose their power regarding all the things. That's why they won't give. The CAG's function is not really a very important one. Auditors do not know and cannot be expected to know very much about good administration. Their prestige is highest with others who do not know much about administration. So this is the one comment by Appleby also. So the same. So they actually their function was not important. They don't know the administration, good administrations, what are the in continuing good administration. So they may face so many problems. So for solving the problems, they do so many things. So each and everything is not doing in particular following all the rules and regulations. Also, that's why it may be not important. They said their prestige is highest and they don't know much about administration. So they don't know administration, they know only audit, but doing administration is very difficult when audit is different and administration also different. So there is a lapses between administration and audit. That also one thing for betterment, for giving better administration. Sometimes they may violate the some principles. Auditors know what is auditing, which is not administration. So they know only auditing only, not the administration. So there we find one problem regarding this complaint at a general. If it is necessary but highly pedestrian function, the narrow perspective and a very limited usefulness. So they every year they give the audit report regarding the corruption and everything, but it may be not implemented by the government of India. Government of India want to take a risk, want to take it is a positive. Every year they will give reports and they will discuss in parliament. All the oppositions will criticize the report regarding the government. If the opposition become next to elections, they become and ruling, and this ruling party also, if then again they become opposition, they will same situation if arises again they these ruling party which became opposition next elections, that also criticized in the same way. So every time they criticize me regarding CAG report, the CAG will audit and find out so many mistakes, but nothing will happen with this report. Every year they are going on without knowing the mistakes. So regarding provisions of the constitution related to the CAG, we will discuss it, even though we will see once again. We will revise it. So we will do revision. So 148 article of the Indian Constitution broadly speaks of the CAG and its appointment, oath, and conditions of service in Article 148. So if you take the 149 article, broadly speaks of the duties and powers of the Commandant Director General. If you take 150 article of the Indian Constitution, the accounts of the Union and the states shall be kept in such form as the President may, on the advice of the CAG, and prescribe. Article 151, Audit Reports. The report of the Comptroller Auditor General of India relating to the accounts of the Union shall be submitted to the President, who shall cause them to be laid before each House of Parliament. So, as per Article 151, so every year the government of the Comptroller Auditor General give his report to regarding central government to President of India, regarding state government to governor of the states, and they will submit those reports before the legislative assemblies and parliament. They, then they parliament will give that report to public accounts committee. They will examine thoroughly and they will submit one report again to parliament. Then they will discuss all the things regarding these accounts and audit. The reports of the Comptroller Director General of India relating to the accounts of the states shall be submitted to the governor of the state, who shall cause the to be laid before the legislature of the state. So we already discussed these provisions of our Indian constitution from 148 to 151. So these articles shows regarding the um, Indian Comptroller Director General. So this is Giri Chandra Murmu is yesterday appointed as a new Comptroller Director General. So before this, he worked as a Lieutenant Governor of Jammu Kashmir. So he's more confident to the Honorable Prime Minister of India. So that's why he appointed this Giri Chandra Murmu, who came from one lower community, ST. So became, so he also appointed as a highest port. It is that credit goes to this our Indian people's credit. So this is the about Control and Auditor General of India.